With the Philadelphia Eagles bringing back most of their starters on offense, the biggest question surrounding the team is how will the defense perform after coming off such a historic season defensively, having lost their defensive coordinator and key pieces on defense. We take a deeper dive into new defensive coordinator Sean Desai's coaching career and how he plans to attack the New England Patriots in this upcoming Week 1 season opening matchup. Jalen Hurts and Bill Belichick show tons of respect for one another. Haason Reddick may be in for a big payday because of this new development. And last but not least, we have practice highlights of the Philadelphia Eagles as they prepare for the New England Patriots. This is the Voice of the Eagles show, and like always, God bless those Philadelphia Eagles. But enough of that. Play the video.
Go see.
Sean Desai coached for the Chicago Bears for 9 seasons, 6 as a defensive quality control coach, and 2 as a safeties coach, and 1 year as a defensive coordinator. During his time with the Bears, he learned under Vic Fangio. Vic Fangio has had a top 10 defense 10 out of 22 years in points allowed and has become one of the most profound defensive minds in the NFL. Fangio was also a consultant with the Philadelphia Eagles in 2022, which happened to be the year the Philadelphia Eagles had a historic defense en route to a Super Bowl run. Learning from a guy like Vic Fangio has done wonders for Sean Desai, as he would go on to become the defensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears in 2021, leading them to the 6th ranked defense, and later became the associate head coach / defensive assistant coach for the Seattle Seahawks, mainly to help Pete Carroll install a new defensive philosophy. To make a long story short, this guy is masterful at teaching, rightfully so, as he has earned a master's degree in education and single-handedly helped multiple players reach Pro Bowls, have career years, and built depleted defenses from scratch. He even earns the praise of Hall of Fame caliber coaches like Pete Carroll and Vic Fangio. Sean Desai is a young cerebral mind. So, how would Sean Desai attack this New England Patriots offense? Before I answer that, let's take a look at what Sean Desai says about his defensive philosophy.
My overall defensive philosophy is something that we want to build together. There's a certain mentality that we want to reflect. The city's teams got to reflect the city. We've got some toughness. We want to be able to impose our will. We're not going to take anything from anybody. And we want to make sure that people feel us. Now, we want to be able to run, we want to be able to hit, and we want to play smart. That's a reflection of who we are. Obviously, as a Philadelphia Eagles defense, really the history of the Philadelphia Eagles defense, and a reflection of the city, and to make sure people feel this Philadelphia Eagles defense. My philosophy is at least I'm open and honest with them from the beginning. They kind of know what the expectation is. We want to run, we want to hit, we want to impose our will on people. We want to embody the brand of this city and be gritty and be tough. We're not going to take anything from anybody. We want people to be able to feel us. Physically, mentally, emotionally, whatever it takes, we want people to know that we're on the field too. And we're going to dictate how we play the game on defense. The biggest thing is you don't want to give a big real estate of yards. Right? There's 100 yards on the field, and that's the field that you're defending. So any chunk of real estate that comes, whether it be through penalties, through explosive plays, missed tackles that lead to big chunks of yards, right? Those things are things that we don't want to play, and they're going to happen. But we want to try to limit those as best we can and get on the positive side of that as much as we can. I think they all have a really good grasp of the defense, and we're throwing a lot at them right now. Kind of intentional, challenge them a little bit and put a little pressure on them, and then things will ease up. So I believe in teaching on the field and learning that way and having guys learn through some mistakes. Once you get the baseline done is when you can start really getting to the next level of football. And so the baseline's been set here. It's going to continue to be set, and we're going to hold everybody to that standard. And now we just keep layering in the teaching of it. When you install schemes, there's different philosophies how you do it. You can segment, just do 2 things a day or do 4 things. So it's just the volume.
The logical way to attack this offense would be to apply pressure. I mean, Mac Jones, he just stands there in the pocket. He's not mobile. Get pressure on him. You rattle him, force him to make the throws he isn't ready to make. You accelerate the time that it takes for him to process things by pressuring him. It's that simple. You be aggressive, you attack. These are the things that our last defensive coordinator just was not able to do. I mean, he just didn't perform at that level. It's pretty simplistic when you look at the fact that the New England Patriots, their offensive line is not that good. We have one of the best defensive lines in the NFL. You play to your strength. You look at the New England Patriots receivers. They're not impressive, okay? I don't know any other respectful way to put it besides, they're not impressive, okay? I'll be honest. You have Juju Smith-Schuster, and after that, you have a bunch of no names, okay? You stop the run and you apply pressure. I feel like you have to be aggressive. You have to set the tone. You have to make a statement. You're on the road. You have to go into New England and be disrespectful, okay? You got to be disrespectful. I'm going to be honest with you. You might as well go into their home and be disrespectful. What can they do? On paper we have the better pieces. We have cornerbacks, we have the defensive backs that can neutralize their receivers. You get pressure on Mac Jones, okay? We have the better guys in the trenches. Force him to throw the ball and get after Mac Jones. Based off what Sean Desai said his defensive philosophy is, to their home, you spit on a carpet, move some furniture around, that type of thing. That's what I want to see. Okay? I want to see this team playing with a different level of physicality, okay? But it starts with stopping the run. That's what it starts with. And that's what I expect to see. And I expect nothing less from a team with superior talent. I expect a blowout, I'll be honest. Let's get disrespectful. We're going to go into New England, go use their bathroom, piss on their toilet. Let's show them why we are the better team. Jalen Hurts and Bill Belichick, they're giving each other praise. You know, they're being respectful.
Hurts does a great job of running the show, executing the offense, but also making off-schedule plays, and can run, throw. They got two great receivers, good tight end, some explosive backs. They have an excellent offensive line. They're big, they're physical, they're a well-balanced offense, and it's well orchestrated by the quarterback, and obviously they're well coached. They have a good plan of attack. It'll be a big challenge for us.
Bill Belichick said, quote, and labeled you arguably the best player in the league. A twofold question, but what's your reaction to that? And building on, preparing for the Patriots, what makes him, going up against a Bill Belichick team so difficult, or the challenges that come with that?
I think he's arguably one of the best coaches to ever coach this game. The consistency he's been able to have and the production he's been able to have, and obviously how he impacts everybody from afar. I see that, and I have a lot of respect for that. So those are nice words from him. And I think, again, you're talking about a really good team, a really good defense, a well-coached team, and for us, we just have to control the things that we can.
This is the typical talk. This is how most teams, players, coaches go about their press conferences. They don't want to give opposing teams any added fuel or any added motivation or momentum. So, you kind of you give the opposing team credit, give them respect. You're classy about it. You don't come off as cocky. You kind of butter the team up, right? But don't get it mistaken. Don't get this mistaken at all. Jalen Hurts and Bill Belichick, they're at each other's neck, okay? They both want to win. They both compete. So, it's good to, hear Bill Belichick, arguably one of the best coaches ever in the NFL, give Jalen Hurts his due credit and respect. But at the end of the day, we know these guys are trying to win a football game. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Good to hear the level of respect that these guys have for each other. But we all know these two guys are very competitive and they want to win. All right. What's really interesting is how Bill Belichick, he came out and said they would have drafted Jalen Hurts. And now teams are talking about how multiple teams are coming out and saying, oh, we would have drafted Jalen Hurts. And man, we're not trying to hear that.
After the draft, if the Eagles hadn't taken you, the Patriots would have. Did you ever know of that? And do you think that maybe that has something to do with Bill's high praise of you?
Seems like there are a lot of people that would have taken me if I was there.
I think had we been able to draft him with next year's 4, the kind of talent he was in this draft, like I just told you 2 years ago, we were looking at Philadelphia quarterback, I'm not going to call any names, but looking at him, had he fallen to us there, we would have drafted him. It is our plan when we can, but it very seldom happens to have someone of high enough quality to be there at the right place with our draft pick. This one worked, and so we're excited about it. Better looking than Will. I've got the two of you up there. I see a before and after shot here. I'm not sure.
I'm about the guys that I play with. One of my fears is letting them down. Not me messing up because it makes me look bad, messing up because it can hurt.
That's a good lesson for everyone to kind of, learn from. When you're going through your adversities and things like that, you hear all the haters, the naysayers, the critics. But when you're at the top of your game, now everybody wanna hop on a bandwagon, They wanna hop on a bandwagon and act as if they've been rooting for you the entire time, when we all know that isn't the case with Jalen Hurts. Nick Bosa has just became the highest paid defensive player in NFL history with an astounding 5 years, $170 million contract with $122 million guaranteed. Why is this important? This is extremely important because Haason Reddick, he's due for a contract extension after having 19 and a half sacks last year, okay? He was the best pass rusher last year by far, in my opinion. He was the most disruptive, effective pass rusher. Now, this is extremely important because if Nick Bosa is making this kind of money, guys like Haason Reddick, I mean, he's definitely going to be up for a huge payday. And if he has a similar season from last year, which I mean he's projected to have if he stays healthy, he's coming off of surgery for his thumb, but that shouldn't limit him at all. So this guy may very well, have another, year, a dominating year to where the Philadelphia Eagles are going to have to pay Haason Reddick. And, we may not be able to afford him. And if that's the case, it kind of makes sense, or it's kind of understanding as to why Howie Roseman went and drafted Nolan Smith. Okay. Maybe he foresees the future and he understands, hey, we may not be able to afford this guy. But Howie Roseman will figure it out. Howie Roseman usually pays his guys. That's something to keep an eye on, because man, that's a hefty contract to have to be able to, to be able to match or even come close to. So that'll be interesting to see, to keep your eyes on. This is the Voice of the Eagles show, and like always, God bless those Philadelphia Eagles.
Can y'all feel that? Can you feel what's about to happen on this field, man? Can you feel what we about to get into? They don't respect us. They don't know about our heart, man. That thing is beating your doggone chest right now. Whatever you got today, I got to have